Hello everyone and welcome back to the end game of Inferno. Our mission still remains to make it back through the portal safely to the overworld. And to do that, we need to defeat the final boss of the pack, the Witherstorm. We have begun our preparations already over the last couple of episodes. Neutron collectors to make neutronium is part of the preparations here, and in fact we have to keep adding these things as we need a lot of neutronium. But there's still lots of other things to do before we can even consider fighting this Witherstorm. First of which being Singularities, we have super dense plating already automated. To aid in the production of super dense plating, we set up excavators here in the end dimension. This is all being feeding back into ore processing, which then makes its way over to the compressors for super dense plating. The final step to craft into Singularities is something that we need to automate today. First of all though, let's catch up on last episode. So the thing about this guy is he will actually copy the armor that we're wearing. So because we're geared out here, he's gonna actually— No! Did we manage to find another mimicry? The answer is, well, no. We didn't find anything. Before we go back to search the end dimension though, I'm really curious if we have a rabbit's foot. Oh, we have one! Perfect. I think one is all we need here. I know, what a way to start this episode, but I would quite like to get another Ars Nouveau glyph. I would quite like to have Fortune, which I'm sure also counts as looting, depending on which spell you use it in. We just need the rabbit's foot, and it should give us the glyph here. Nice. We are going to stick this on the projectile harm spell, and hopefully this should increase our drop chance of Mimicry. If you're not aware of what Mimicry can do, definitely go check out last episode, that was such a blast to record. But all will become clear here pretty soon, as long as we can find one of these guys. And I think our best bet still remains the end cities here in the end. Aha, so actually not too long to find one of these guys, we got them trapped in a soul shard. I also found that we could pick up some dimensional shards there, which I didn't realise were obtainable in the end. It's going to save us on a bit of resources since we need these for infinity catalysts, I believe. So since we got the Mimicry inside the soul shard, we should just be able to apply it to the soul cage here. This used to be for magma cream, but it's been off for quite a while. Oh, you know what, actually the drops are going to be voided. We should take out the trash can insert here. I can hear them. Oh yeah, there they are. There they are. I think if we hit them with a spell, I noticed they actually get a spell book, which is pretty funny. I don't know if they can actually— yeah, look at him. He's holding an R spell book. I don't think he can actually use it though. And I'm pretty sure he's also wearing our armor, because as I mentioned, these guys do actually mimic what you're holding. So it might be quite difficult to kill them actually. I think once some of them die, we're gonna get source and it's gonna start firing in the middle. Yeah. You know, maybe it's not such a bad idea to take off the helmet. It's not like they can hit us up here anyway. We just have to be able to hit them. And a very short time later, we find ourselves with 18 Mimicry. And with the cream, we can use this to duplicate our mythic quality gear. This will give us a 0 durability version. And you know what? I just realized that was actually a mistake to duplicate it like that. Shout out to Raiden142 who left a comment on last episode letting me know that we get more of these Godforged pearls the higher durability of the shield is. So ideally what we actually want to do here is put mending on this. And we should be able to equip the shield here, use our nuggets of experience from ore processing. So now if we were to salvage this thing, how many pearls is it going to give us? 1 to 4? We got 4. Aha. I'm assuming it is a chance based on the durability. Once again, we can use the cream on the mending version this time. Oh, it doesn't copy over mending. Huh. I thought it would be a 1-to-1 copy. That is interesting. I didn't think it would work like that. Oh yeah, this confirms that putting 0 durability in gives us between 0 and 1, so we might not even get any if we were to do this. Yeah, so I guess we have to use our mending books. No big deal since we have a lot of these and we don't exactly need it for our armor anymore. Oh, we only got 1 that time, okay. But yeah, I think it was only 6 that we needed, plus some gem dust, plus the boots, and this allows us to give it a mythic affix. Let's see, what are we working with here? Physical damage taken reduced by 12%, attacks gain instant health 2. The instant health 2 is just godlike. There is also a difference between the amount of maximum HP or speed, depending on which trait we pick here, and the bottom one has extra armor. Let's see what the leggings will give us. Oh my goodness, look at that. We cannot pass up this opportunity right here. When attacked, gain instant health 2, resistance 2 for 7 seconds. This item ignores 50% of durability damage on top of Unbreaking 9, plus 5 armor, plus 4.25 armor toughness, plus 3 knockback resistance, plus 8.5 maximum HP, and 27% total speed. Apotheosis, what even? Okay, we've still got the boots to do, and we can only afford the top one here. Is this worth? Instant health 3, and explosion damage resistance, plus 3 socket gems, look at that. Actually, I think what we're going to do here is just take any random piece of armor, and we'll roll this just with the rare material rather than the God-Forged Pearl, the mythic. And I think this acts similar to the enchanting table in that it will re-roll the affixes we have a choice to get on the living boots. So I ended up re-rolling a few times actually, and also hiding from the Lords of Inferno. Still like clockwork. Yeah, and after multiple rerolls, we're going to go with this one here. I really want to get physical damage extra. The fall damage doesn't matter since we have slow fall as a passive from the living armor. 3 extra sockets and 14 extra HP. Oh yeah. Look at this for an armor set. There's an argument to be made that we should have taken the first option on the boots, but I don't know if instant health stacks since we have it multiple times here. In the end dimension, I did manage to find another plus 14 max HP. I think we used this on the boots. Oh my goodness, we're already on like pink hearts here. I'm just going to regen more since we just got an extra 14. I think we'll also add another plus 4.5 armor. However, I think with that, we have a few sockets still left to fill here. We are going to move on with some automation today. Maybe we go back and fill those sockets later, but I don't have any more gems left. Wait a second, are we on magenta? Is that magenta hearts? And we have like 2.5 bars of armor? This is crazy. Alright, so I think one of the final automation challenges we have here in Inferno is that of the Singularities. These are all a very similar recipe, it's just that it changes the super dense plating depending on which Singularity we need. I was considering doing one crafter setup per, but honestly, we don't need too many of these things. I think we're going to be fine with just the one setup. That does mean it has to be flexible though, so ideally we want to just be able to request which Singularity we need. It should then send the materials via a pattern provider into a depot, and then probably using some mechanical arms, deposit those into the crafters. The crafters will craft the Singularity and be put back in our AE system. Is the plan anyway. Let me see how far I can get with this. Okay, so 16 ingots for the Sword of the Cosmos. We need 1 more ingot to summon the Witherstorm. As for the Infinity Catalyst, we need 1 for the Antimatter Star. I think we also want to pick up the Creative Spellbook, and 1 more Catalyst for the Sword. Okay, so if I've counted correctly, that's 3 Infinity Catalysts and 17 Infinity Ingots. Okay, 17 ingots, Singularities is not a problem, we just don't buffer enough. I suspect also Neutronium. Oh yeah. Neutronium we'll come back to. And there's also the Quartz Singularity. I suppose I just missed the recipe here. Yeah, it's been a couple of hours. I think I got everything automated though. So 8 super dense plating, 12 antimatter, and 1 Singularity Star is going to equal a Quartz Singularity. The rest should already be encoded in this brand new crafter setup right here. I'm really pleased with how this room came out actually. It's more of the same, basically the same style as the rest of our base. But honestly, I dig it a lot. I ended up going a bit of a different method to my original idea for the crafters. The pattern goes in the pattern provider. That sends the items into the chest, and instead of the mechanical arms, we use the lasers to distribute everything. One quick tip with these crafters is you can actually link them and merge them together. If you right click with a wrench, basically if you don't have this brass separator, it makes them all one connected inventory, and that way we can just have one laser to insert into the middle here. Because we want the super dense plating on all of these inner slots, it means that we can just filter it in this top laser here. Everything has an insertion filter. So super dense around the inner slots, the Singularity Star in the middle, and the antimatter around the edges. One more thing about these crafters is you can rotate them with the wrench on the front face. We have them all pointing into one central block here. That's going to put the finished crafted Singularity into the drawer, and then from the drawer we have 1 more laser to put it back in our AE system. I think the last thing to point out though is that you want to make sure that you either use blocking mode, which only sends 1 recipe at once. If you request 10 Singularities, it's only going to send 1 recipe in the chest at once. Either that, or you make sure that you transfer 8 at a time for the super dense plates. Otherwise, if we were to request like 10 silver and also 10 redstone, I hope this actually works. I did do some brief testing. Yeah, it looks like it is working. So if you request 2 different Singularities, it could pull like 4 redstone and 4 super dense silver, and that would basically clog up the crafter. And I think our work with the Singularities here is done. The grind is over. And also, I actually noticed that we have all the materials, the raw materials besides the Singularities, which is a really, really good sign. I was a bit worried about things like silver and emerald, but actually this is only like 2 stacks of super dense plating. And we have like 500 or 600 of a lot of these, so I think we overproduced quite a lot. Something we didn't overproduce though is neutronium, and there's not really a solution for this other than to hurry up and wait. There's 3 more neutron collectors. I don't know how many we have right now, but this is really our only solution. And no, we're not going to use time in a bottle for this. I heard if you do that though, they explode, and I really don't want any collateral damage here, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, we have 46 ingots in this drawer, so we're actually not quite as short as we first thought. Let's put a storage bus on though. Yeah, 23 short is a bit more manageable, and a few extra for the infinity catalysts. 35 total ingots of neutronium we need. You know, I'm actually really curious on your guys' opinion. What do you guys think about packs using these for endgame crafts? There's no denying the fact that these crafters are just awesome. I mean, look at this. But as a replacement for extreme crafting or assembly lines or something like that, I don't know, let me know your thoughts in the comments. So next up today, we've got a bit of a checklist to go through to get the rest of the materials we need for the Wither Storm. We are looking for something called Shroom-like Tears. Is this it by any chance? Luminous Fungus, no. Oh, okay. We currently have one of these guys and we need two. And to be honest with you, I really don't know where we find them. The Shroom-light doesn't have any crafting recipe. I can only assume we found it here in the nether somewhere. Where exactly that is though, I'm not actually sure. Also, I mean, look at the biomes here. This is glorious, right? Almost as good as the end dimension with the shaders. Okay, let's stay focused. Let's find our shroom lights here. Blackstone bulbs. This is not what we're looking for. It looks almost the same though. Bones. Not this one. Wait a second, I recognize this place. Look, what are the chances we stumble across this? You guys recognize this? This is from the outro. What are the chances we find the exact same spot? I remember flying this route in a creative world with the same seed, but we're at least like 1,000 blocks away. Wow, what are the chances of that? That's crazy. Aha, this is what we're looking for, the Shroom Light Tier. Alright, I think our goose chase is over. I think we got everything we need here. We're going to do this a little bit away from the base here. So we need to use our summoning altar, 2 crushed dark gems, 1 gem dust, the shroom light tier we found. Actually, I think this is the last item, right? Yes, the shroom light is the catalyst. We're trying to make the catalyzing gland. And to do this, it looks like we have to have a ghast within a 3x2x3 region. I got one in a soul gem here. Let's see how this goes. So ghast goes down. Not like that. 2 dark gems, 1 gem dust. 1 ghast, 1 shroom-like tier. I think it worked. Wait, did it? Aha, there we go. The catalyzing gland. We need 2 of these things. I did make sure to grab enough for 2. Okay, second time's a charm here. There we go. Yeah, 4 catalyzing glands. Yeah, just for some context here, we're trying to craft the Witherless Rose. This is just one of the items we need to craft the Wither Storm. Okay, next summon is going to be with 2 skeleton skulls, 2 dark gems, 2 gem dust, a wither skeleton, and this should start the ritual. This gives us the rib bones. Again, I think we need 4 of these. Wither skeleton, skeleton skull. The final summon here requires us to have the green heart saplings. Do we have any of those? Oh, we do. It looks like a full drawer. Awesome. And some more gem dust. This time the mob is a magma cube. I'm hoping any size works for this. Oh, it actually splits them up. That's cool. And this should give us a slime pearl. Oh, it gave us 4. We get 4 at a time. Awesome. If I remember correctly, we can get these things as mob drops from skeletons, for example. But I don't really fancy killing a bunch of skeletons to try and get these. It's much better just to get the guaranteed drop from the summon. Plus, this is a mechanic we'll need to actually summon the Wither Storm, so it's good that we now are familiar with exactly how it works. Oh, we need to have a live wither next to this thing. Anyways, the reason for all these materials is to make fertile essence. We need 4. And this essence we can craft with nether stars and a rose bush to give the witherless rose. Actually a really nice trinket, it protects you from wither. Speaking of the wither, the next thing we need is a wither glyph from Ars Nouveau. 1 abjuration essence, 3 wither skeleton skulls. 1 very fancy animation later. That's 1 more item off the list. Let's start a little bit of a project chest here. So witherless rose, the glyph of wither. The next item we need is a withered comb block from withered bees. And John is going to help us out here with this. 4 of the combs can turn it into the withered comb block. 1 more item off the list. Next thing we have to do is fill the Tartaric gem with at least 1200 will. We used basically all of it during the live stream. I did actually anticipate this when I was making the Singularities, and I threw some demon will crystals through the smeltery, if it wasn't full. We got the will crystals from the Endless Realm, and we can cast them out into the demon will crystals. This is kind of where I wish we automated demonic will. It's a bit late for that now though, honestly. We only need a couple hundred more. Yeah, we're getting there. I suppose we could have went back to the Blood Magic realm. I think you can loot really high quality will from there. However, now that we have 1200, we can come over to the Hellfire Forge. And I think we actually have the dust in our backpack. Yeah, these have been here for a couple of episodes, you might have noticed. This should give us some sort of infernal essence. And that is also the 4th item off the list. The next one we can easily manage is the Hellforged block. And that is pretty much all the easy stuff we can get right now. I guess we can get the things to summon a wither. The last remaining items is a pseudo command block and an infinity ingot. In fact, we should be able to request the infinity ingot by now. Now that we have the Singularities automated. It's actually, it doesn't look that expensive when you put it like this. It's 5 neutronium per ingot. That's the worst part, the neutronium. We also need to set up a recipe sequence for the antimatter star. I think all we need to do here is have 4 deployers at least. We have to fill the deployers with antimatter stars, or antimatter crystals. Let's move the hoppers to the front actually. We'll use some encased chain drives. This way we can put it behind all the deployers since they all need rotational force. One in the middle, and I think we can just extend down to the belts like this. Maybe not, maybe a vertical gearbox. Oh my goodness, this is so spaghetti. I might tear this out actually. Electric motor on top, flux point to power it. Deployers are deploying, one shaft here should get the belt spinning. And then I think we just need a series of gearboxes. Hopefully everything goes the right way. Nope. This one is the wrong way. Yeah, can you tell I'm a bit rusty with... Yeah, this is the wrong way. Yeah, the solution was pretty cheap here, but it works. I think it works. It means we don't have to deal with this monstrosity over here. But the other thing I noticed here is that we actually have to set the filters for the arc furnace. The infinity ingot is made in the arc furnace with neutronium and an infinity catalyst. And one of the things about the way we have this set up is that we have filters for all the insertions here. The pattern provider down there gives the items to the chest, which is entangled up here, and it has to go into 2 different slots of the arc furnace. The left hand side is going to receive the infinity catalyst, and the right hand side is going to receive the neutronium ingot. Now when we put them back in the chest, we should see them empty out into the arc furnace. Yes, and it should make our... Oh, we missed it. It should be in our AE system though. There it is, the first infinity ingot. And the quest. This is going to go in our chest. I think I made an extra infinity catalyst. And this one is going to be used for the star here. So it's going to be 40 antimatter crystals, 10 in each hopper. And then we have to run the infinity catalyst through 10 times. So we have funnels on each side. Actually, we should hide from the Lords of Inferno. It's going to spawn any second now. We're going to miss the star though. There's the portal. Quick, we're going to miss the star. Oh, I finished already. Yeah, as we can see, we have to repeat giving it 4 antimatter crystals 10 times. So the ender chest and the funnels just cycle it round. And it looks like it's already finished here. No quest? No, this is going to be one more one-off arc furnace recipe. So crystal matrix block plus the antimatter star. Are you kidding me? Look how slow this thing is going. Look at the tooltip. 3%, 4%. Alright, and we have it, the pseudo command block. There is only one thing remaining for us to fight this Witherstorm, and that would be the Sword of the Cosmos, which is actually required. The Longbow of the Heavens and the Infinity Set is not required. Otherwise, we would be here next month, waiting on all this neutronium. Are we able to request just the sword? Yep, still neutronium. Even if we had the neutronium though, we couldn't fight the Witherstorm today. It's, I've been informed it's actually broken in the current patch, so we're going to hold off on the next patch. However, that is going to be a day or 2 at least before it comes out. And also, the next episode will be the last in Inferno. I honestly can't believe we're at the end of the pack already. In terms of what's left to do, we have to beat the final boss, of course, make it back to the overworld. There's some minor cleanup around the base, which I think I'm going to do between episodes. And of course, we're going to go for 100% quest completion. Some things will be made easier by the fact that we'll have creative vending once we beat the Witherstorm. However, other things still exist like the occultism crafts, which we still have to go through the ritual process for. Most of that though I think I'm just going to do on my own, it's not too terribly interesting, but we're still going to get the 100% here. So yeah, the finale is going to take me some time to put together. I want to make it an epic battle. Hopefully things work out on the other side of that portal there. One more thing I want to address, I've seen some comments about it, I did address this on stream, but now that we've got the Creative World Shaper, we can just place blocks of infinity with it. I found this by accident, actually, tinkering around with this thing in creative. Yes, it does exist, and it is possible, but this is basically an exploit, so we're not going to use it for this purpose. Also works with neutronium, by the way. So this would completely solve our neutronium issues, but, I mean, it's basically cheating, right? So anyways, we are going to wrap up this episode right here. I'm going to be waiting here on neutronium, and I'll probably also make a start on some of these quests we're missing. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Inferno.